The young midshipman forced to have his injured arm amputated post-battle, the man fitted with a steel plate in his head, and the midshipman who turned to suicide when cast as the unlucky omen on board, causing the unlucky fate for the entire ship's crew. Hi movie lovers, and welcome back to another video where we'll be covering today an often overlooked Russell Crowe classic. The film is set aboard the HMS Surprise during the Napoleonic Wars, and we start by joining Mr. Holland on an early morning watch. The slightly incompetent midshipman hesitates to call the ship to battle stations when he thinks he spots an enemy ship. The beat to quarters call is given anyway, during which we meet the ship's captain, Captain Jack Aubrey. Checking on the early morning sea view himself, he spots ship gunfire just in time to avoid injury, boosting his reputation as Lucky Jack. The ship firing is the Acheron, a French ship who the HMS Surprise is tasked with finding and taking as a prize. The ship's doctor is Stephen Maturin, who is a close friend of Jack's. They form the core relationship of the film and highlight what I think is its key battles of issues. The blind pursuit of the mission no matter the consequence, even when common sense indicates you might fail. Stephen the Doctor being the common sense factor. Highlighting the brutal realities of naval war, young Blakeney must have his arm amputated after a wound from a splinter received during battle causes the wound to become infected. The same goes for another crew member with a serious head wound. Dr. Stephen though makes light work of the injury, proving he's quite the skilled doctor. The ship is repaired the next day. By the way, you see the rear of the ship there? This is the rear of the HMS Victory, the ship that Lord Nelson was shot on. A lucky tip-off from someone who witnessed the French enemy ship being built gives Jack an idea of what he's up against and the ship's speed capabilities at sea. The French ship soon catches up with the Surprise, but during the night a small craft is constructed to imitate the rear of the HMS Surprise to fool the Acheron, and thus the Surprise is able to slip away unnoticed to survive another day. With the ship now in hotter climates with much less wind to sail, Stephen reveals his feelings towards continuously chasing the Acheron rather than returning home. Eventually they'll run out of supplies. To make matters worse, the ship's crew all begin to believe Mr. Holland is the reason for their ill fortune. This pushes the already weak-willed Mr. Holland to the edge, leading him to take his own life by jumping overboard with a cannonball to ensure he sinks quickly. We see him make this decision in a single shot. Nothing said, yet we're invited to imagine what thoughts must be going through his head before he decides to take his own life. To make matters worse, Stephen is accidentally shot, and with the crew so close to catching up with the enemy ship, Jack makes the hard decision to leave the chase and ensure the ship's only doctor has the time and space on land to operate on himself. A very hard decision for a captain so dedicated to his mission to make. It reveals just how much he must value his friendship with Stephen. On an expedition, Stephen luckily notices the Acheron circling the same islands the Surprise is and rushes back to Jack, giving up on his collection of rare undiscovered species. Knowing they can't outdo the Acheron by speed, the crew disguise themselves as a trade vessel to lure the Acheron in. Once the ship is close, they open fire and board the ship. They're victorious, though the victory does come at a cost for many. Jack's first lieutenant, Mr. Pullings, is awarded captain status of the captured ship, and they're to bring her back to England. Though with the ship only having just left, it's revealed the man believed to be the Acheron's dead captain, who Captain Jack Aubrey meets, was in fact not the captain. The Acheron's French captain is still alive, and they decide to turn around and recapture her. There could be a mutiny on board. The film ends with the Surprise back on its original mission to catch the Acheron at sea. That's all for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below if you've seen the movie too. And I'll see you soon for another video.